Baada ya Rais William Ruto kuteua kamati ya kushughulikia mageuzi katika kikosi cha polisi.
In the report you had asked us to come up with a recommendation, an implementation matrix. That's part of the report, and the recommendation is that you give it to a responsible person to deal with that and to head that and bring together all the services under the ministry so that it is implemented.
Sasa kamati hiyo iliweza kutoa ripoti yao tarehe 16 mwezi wa 11. Kamati hiyo iliyokuwa ikiongozwa na aliyekuwa jaji mkuu Bwana David Maraga iliweza kupeana ripoti hiyo kwa Rais William Ruto baada ya uchunguzi wa miezi 11.
We now confirm that these three services are now moved to the security sector. Review the pay, living conditions, medical cover, housing, and other aspects of welfare for police of the service, and simply, let me repeat that, review the pay, living conditions, medical cover, housing, and other aspects of welfare for members of the services, and simply to do the right thing for these officers. I have seen the recommendation that has been made by the task force to enhance the salaries of our policemen, our National Youth Service, and our prison service by 40% over the next 3 years. I think it is a well-considered recommendation. We will now await the workings of the Salaries and Remuneration Commission to make the necessary adjustments so that we can implement this recommendation.
Naye naibu wa Rais Rigathi Gachagua aliwahimiza polisi pia kufanya haki kwa wananchi.
You'd, on assuming office, initiate reforms to improve the terms and conditions of service for our officers in the National Police Service, the Kenya Prison Service, and the National Youth Service. The presentation of the report to you and the recommendations there too marks the beginning of the journey for police reforms and taking into consideration the improvement of welfare to create a better service for the people of Kenya. I would like to urge our officers across the country, when these recommendations are implemented and your terms of service and condition are improved, you must also give back to society by giving commensurate service. We want to see improvement in terms of the way you serve the people of Kenya. We want police officers to do away with corruption as a way of also appreciating the reforms that have been initiated by the president.
Baada ya kutoa mapendekezo hayo, utekelezaji utaanza na Kenya Polisi, kisha polisi wa magereza na baadaye NYS.
In this regard, I am directing the relevant organs of government to commence implementation of the various recommendations of the task force, beginning with the following. Number one, alignment of the terms and conditions of service of the National Police Service, Kenya Prison Service, and the National Youth Service with other security agencies.
Kwa kuwa kuna baadhi ya mapendekezo yanahitaji muda kwa kupitishwa na bunge, yale ambayo yasiyohitaji kupitishwa na bunge yataanza kutekelezwa mara moja.
The task force has diagnosed 4 primary problems in our services that have hampered effective and efficient service delivery, rendered them resistant to growth and transformation, and collapsed their stature in the eyes of many Kenyans. The problems are broadly underfunding, deficient leadership, structural and organizational weaknesses, and most critically of all, corruption. These perennial problems have impaired the terms and conditions of service, welfare, as well as motivation of officers who serve and severely undermine service delivery to the detriment of the safety and security of the people of Kenya, their belongings, and operational frameworks shall be implemented by the government in line with the recommendations made by the task force. Consequently, some will await action by Parliament to amend relevant legislation and the conclusion of the necessary work by committees, similar bodies as recommended in this report, including the Salaries and Remuneration Commission. Those that are administrative will be implemented